BassResinator here. I have a rooster mold that's got holographic texture on the front. I don't want to dust the mold, but I want the colors to sort of stay in place, so I'm going to use craft sand and I'm going to color it. So I've got a couple pots here. This one here, I'm going to color just the natural brown, and that'll be the feet. And hopefully I can make it thick enough where it's not going to go floating around, that it'll stay in place. And I might be able to put a little bit of that up on his neck area as well. All I need it to do is stay on the bottom. I don't need it to be completely thick. Okay, now for his head, I'm going to use this little pot, and I'm going to mix in some, I've got this white sand. I used to live in New Mexico, and there was a place called White Sands. I don't think that's where they got this. This company that makes this sand has a plethora of colors. You know what I forgot to do was I forgot to turn on the light. There we go. I was like, why is it dark here? That is why. I hope that's enough. I don't want to use any more sand. I think that will, I'm hoping that will be enough to stay in place. Now, it is awfully runny. Maybe if I let it sit for a bit, it will sink, and then I can pour the thin stuff off. Now that's the color I want to leave that. This one, I want to make it red. So I've got some pigmently red dye right here. I'll put a drop in there. Well, that is some bright red there. And this is also very, very watery. This might not work. It might be just a pretty art experiment. That's not red enough. Put in 7 more drops. And after I unmold it, I can always touch his beak with a gold marker. Yeah, that is exceedingly watery. Well, maybe I will dust them. Okay, let me go get something to use to dust. Okay, we're going to just stay with pigmently colors. Just so I can get there. This is pigmently Vegas dust powder, and it is gold. So I just want just a little bit up in that area, and then down by his feet. probably ought to get all the way up the wall. This is a deep mold, and in just a little bit I have planned for you. I used to raise chickens, and I could communicate with them, and I will show you how I communicated and egged on the roosters. Yes, I did that. Okay, let me get that beak all the way up. Okay, that's all of the gold. Don't need any more. Now this is called Magical Magenta. And it is a pretty, pretty color. I just got this mold from Temu. I bought something and then I qualified for a free gift, and this is the one I chose. So cool, huh? We'll see how cool it is when it comes out. Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna put, you know what? My guy had streaks of red and orange and gold. So I'm going to try and do something similar. I said I was going to put that gold away, didn't I? Yep. Once I start playing with this gold, it's really hard to leave it alone. Really hard. Okay, now my rooster had a brilliant tail that was about this color. This is Hypnotic Peacock. That's just a hen, just going about her daily business. But then, when they get excited, they go at a higher pitch. But yet, when they lay an egg, they get really excited, and they go up. A little bit more of this red over into this. Mix and match the colors here. But the roosters, if you really wanted to get them upset, you make a noise. And it took me a while. And the crazy thing is, I learned how to make this noise, and then I went to a mall in San Antonio, and I made that rooster noise that they don't like. And I had a blue and gold macaw chase me out of the out of the pet store. It did not like me making that sound. That means beware, you're treading on my territory. So you hear that noise with a chicken or a rooster, get out the way. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this chameleon powder into the resin that I have sitting over here that I didn't use yet. I'll mix that up, and that will be the color behind that. So we'll see what type of, what this does to the this rooster. But whenever a rooster would go around and he would find some food or something, he wanted to call his hens to make sure they all got some, and he'd go, and he would do this little dance where he ruffled his feathers on one side, on his leg, and he would make that, and that it was just a combination of sounds that was really pretty fun, and I could imitate them. And my rooster that I called Twinkle Toes didn't really like me doing that, and he really didn't like it when I learned how to crow. But if you ever watch a rooster, not just the sound, but if you watch them, right before they crow, they get their wings and flap and pound it against their bodies and makes a little thumping sound. So as soon as I finish doing this, I will do such. Because like I said, I communicated with my chickens. And I am not Dr. Doolittle. Even though I have been called doctor by a few of my friends. Doctor? And I'm like, oh, why are you calling me that? Okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. Yep, that was me. Get this part down here by the feet. No, get that part off. And I just put that stick away because I wiped it off. Okay, get that off. Give me sand. The wind is really blowing. I don't know if you can hear it. There. It's like a moan. Oh, we may just have a sandy rooster. Now that I got the feet. The agony of defeat. You know, there was a TV commercial. I don't remember which one. ABC, CBS, NBC, one of the broadcasting corporations over here in the United States. And they would show it every time the Olympics, especially the Winter Olympics. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. And the poor dude from, I don't know, Czechoslovakia or someplace that was going down a ski jump and lost control and bit it bad. Okay, I'm going to put the rest of that sand up on his head, this reddish sand. And they were using that to advertise sports and stuff, you know, over here in the United States. And they went over, I don't know, I think the guy was from Czechoslovakia or something. And they said, what does it feel like to be world famous? He goes, what are you talking about? They had used that footage of him crashing and rolling down the side of the, you know, that ski jump, the Eddie the Eagle guy over in England made famous years ago, that jump. And they, he had never been told, and they had never compensated him for using that. Okay, I'm going to have to, there's probably spots where bubbles can hang out on the edge. Let me go around with But he never knew, and so they went over and they were asking him, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Oh, okay. What do you do?" Years and years and years of us being entertained by this guy crashing and falling. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. And it was always the same poor guy. And he bit it bad. Well, this is fascinating color, this galaxy on top of those others. I have no idea what it's going to do underneath, and I have way too much resin mixed up. And I still have a bunch of galaxy. Okay, I'll have to find something else to put it in. I have something. Yes. But I didn't mix that up well. Some of that galaxy is hanging around the bottom, so that probably means there's some left in there too. Anyway, I loved my chickens. And I had free range. They flew up on top of the house to lay eggs. And yeah, so that was fun going and getting those. But we lived on a college campus, and my chickens were, I loved my chickens. I could talk with them, you know, and all kinds of stuff. And Twinkle Toes would come into the house with me every once in a while. I'd take him in. Of course, I couldn't keep him in there because he was not house trained. But he liked coming in with me. But there was this crazy little kid, ruined it for everybody. He decided my rooster, Twinkle Toes, who was not a tame rooster, that he needed to be picked up. Well, Twinkle Toes had a different opinion, and he jumped up and clawed the kid in the face, and I had to get rid of him. Very sad. Okay, I have a turtle mold over here that I don't have enough to fill him all the way. Boy, I got sand all over my... But I have enough to put in his head. So, let me let you see what I'm doing. And maybe his front flippers. And now that I got that much filled, I'll need to stand him up somehow. You'll have to see what I do with this guy after I figure out what I got to do with him. Oh, that's going to be fun holding him there. Okay, mold one, come hold turtle mold. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to I hope nobody comes and bumps this. Nobody usually comes into my work area. And we'll have a two-tone turtle. Or maybe I'll do the rest of him in this as well. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But we have rooster poured, and now I was going to call it abalone. Whatever that shell is called. I'm just drew a blank. Okay, y'all can scream it out. 1, 2, 3. Ammonite. There we are. And half of a turtle. So I'll come back when it's time for these to be unmolded, and I will probably finish that turtle too. Okay, we'll see ya. It's the next morning and they're cured up. I already took the extra out. Look at that. Galaxy Ammonite. Look what it did on the back. That was so cool, the way that, how it just sort of, I don't know what you call it, but the pattern as it took as it cured, really cool. And then I poured that little bit in the turtle. Remember, it was like this, and then I thought, well, I'll fill him up with this blue, with a little bit of Aurora powder in it. And look how that came out. I thought, if this looks really cool, I could put him in a cup type of thing that's water, and so this part that's the blue would be underneath the water and that part sticking out. Might be able to do that. I still had enough blue left over, and I've made a pretty little aurora with some silver spots. I was just getting crazy with it. Okay, here we go. And let's take, I loosened a little bit right around the feet here to make sure I was, but this, to make sure it'd come out easy. But this mold is soft, so it's not too difficult. Okay, now, dun 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 dun, ta-da! Oh, look at, and the beak stayed. I don't know. Can you see the holographic on there? That looks cool, and he's thick enough to stand up on his own. Cool. He's got a little bit of over right there. Not the shiniest of surface on that mold, but with that holographic, it doesn't need it. Yeah, cool. So, put that over to the side. Here are my pieces. Get that frog in there too. Ribbit. Well, can't even see him. Put him over here. Ribbit. There we are. Yeah, those are the pieces. Making this, and had enough left over to do these, well, enough to do that, and then I poured the blue and made that too. So, cool. Yeah, subscribers, let me know what you think. Do you like this holographic rooster? Looks like my twinkle toes. Definitely the color on the tail and the breast. Yeah, cool. And if you a subscriber, thank you. If you're not a subscriber, ought to consider it. It's not difficult. You just push the button that says subscribe, and then you'll be subscribed to my channel. And if you push subscribe, there's a little bell icon right next to it, and if you push that, then anytime I do something new, then you'll be notified. Yeah, so let me know what you think, and stick around. I'll have some pictures of this guy. Well, maybe I'll have pictures of him. I have some glamour shots, so stick around. Yep, we'll see ya. Bye.